Medusi.
Hello, everybody, and happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy. I hope you heard that. I am going to be your dungeon master for the evening. Okay, yeah, it was definitely heard.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm your dungeon master for the evening, and these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Today we're going to continue across Eberron, but before we do, if I can, please get an exclamation mark charity in the chat. We're raising money for Extra Life. Open your heart wallets to a really great cause. Extra Life raises money for children's hospitals. We're raising money for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So go do the lawful good thing. Open your heart wallets and go save the kid. It's the lawful. I said it's the lawful nice thing. I saw Ken say that in the chat the other day. I like that. So go do the lawful nice thing. So yeah. We are Hard Knock Dice. We took a little bit of a break from Eberron last week because a couple of us were sick, including me. So if I go into a coughing fit and mute my mic, you deal with it. So while these guys roleplay, I'll just do this while I go cough up a lung. So you'll notice that we have a couple of people out today. Don't worry about that either. We're gonna make it happen, Captain. We stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We were streaming on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays we were doing Blood and Silver. We just had our epilogue for it. Go check out those VODs. It was very, very a awesome conclusion to an awesome campaign. So go check that out. However, we're gonna kick it back off since I know it's been a couple of it's been a little bit since we've done this Eberron thing. What were they doing? Why were they doing it? Our shining vanguard made their way to Don V, the plane of law. They were seeking out one Hage Shiryu, someone in the that had aligned Baishik in their possession. Aligned Baishik is a tool for fighting the forces of chaos, specifically the realm of Zoriat, the plane of Zoriat, the plane of madness. In doing so, they found their friend Pip here. And right after finding Brune, a couple of new allies to the Shining Vanguard, bringing them along in these journeys, they find themselves on the plane of law looking for this Hage Shiryu. They were held up a little bit by some Celestials in the kingdom of Celestia itself. Our friend Artyom was put under trial for breaking an oath to an old friend of ours, Melgar Manfred. He was found guilty of breaking said oath and was charged with restoring the balance, as it was. After all of these balances, these judgments were made, the party was also sought after for their previous acquaintance, one Milo Goggins, Otto's father, as it were, Otto's creator. Milo has apparently been getting into something that may be above his pay grade with time manipulation and planar boundary, been dissolving the planar boundaries. Our party here doesn't know much about it, but he is being sought for those reasons. They were, however, let go for the time being. When they did, they went to the Shadow Kingdoms to find this Hage Shiryu, a tea house on top of a mountain. Monks in here speaking, as Pip's eye picked up, speaking with each other, not with their mouths, but instead with their teacups and their kettles. A conversation going on in this room that was very, very loud and very, very practiced. After Otto put on a new tool of his, an investigatory tool, to just see what was really happening around him, he saw that Hage Shiryu was in fact standing right in front of him, and that she was not simply a Githzerai woman running a tea house. She was in fact a blue great worm. A fight broke out, a brawl, a sparring session, if you will, to see if our heroes here, the Shining Vanguard, were worthy of the aligned Baishik that they so sought. They delved deep underground in this of this tea house into the mountain below, where they saw a cavern full of the aligned Baishik on the walls itself. A very intense battle broke out between our friends here and Hage Shiryu and her monks. And could have gone either way, but at the very end of last session, I guess you held up both hands and said, very well. Now, Shining Vanguard, I don't want to get into the minutia of you licking your wounds and the conversation that happens immediately after here, but if you would like to, we certainly can. But Hage Shiryu is going to offer you aligned Baishik. She is going to offer you enough aligned Baishik for yourself, crafting or coding a weapon for personal use. 1. She will not negotiate on it. That's it. That is all she allows you to take. She doesn't forge it for you or anything. She says that she can, but she'll also inform you that whatever she does has a chance to destroy the weapon, magical or not. So it's either use her essentially her dragon's breath on the weapon and risk the weapon or staff or magical item, whatever you're going to give her to coat, or it's find a smith of your own to forge this, and she will just give you the raw ore.
Say we are getting
a question for Otto.
I was say, when you say we are getting one, do you mean one weapon for the whole party or one weapon per party member?
One each.
Okay, I was like, whew, hell of a fight for one more stabby stab.
Yes, without getting into the technicalities of it, she will give you enough for one weapon each, coding or creation, meaning each of you will get some different amounts, but essentially you're not going to be getting enough for, if you were to scam her out of some aligned Baishik, it would essentially be enough to carry like a primary weapon and a secondary like dagger maybe.
Does she have a forge here? Or is she saying that it would require her dragon's breath to do it here at all? We would have to go elsewhere. Like,
Correct.
we would have to take it with us elsewhere. Okay.
Otto, I'm assuming that we have hand waved at least the initial conversation. Otto would have inquired as to what the requirements are to be able to forge it.
Well,
I should be able to answer that question, right?
You can. Well, with both of you combined here, there's not really going to be any rolls necessary. One, because Brune has coded his weapon in the past, and also because Otto's read a little bit about smithing this, or Milo has, more accurately. Great heat, not typical of any forge. So we're talking about the depths of a volcano, like you forged yours in, Brune.
Okay.
We're talking about forging
hot.
Correct.
Would that by default also risk the weapon, or it is strictly that her dragon fire is so much overkill that it would be too hot to, or that it is hot enough to risk the weapon?
Brune has destroyed enough weapons to answer that question for you. It would destroy mundane weaponry that way. It would be much harder to destroy magical weaponry. Her dragon's breath has the capability, a chance to destroy magical weaponry, but it could be instant.
Oh shit. Now this made me think of, sorry, I have to double check the name of it. It has been discussed.
Sure.
Fuck. Is it not on the? Did I make a note? Oh, no, there it is. The Fist of Onatar
Correct.
is a place that we had previously discussed maybe needing access to. That has this kind of capability, right?
Correct.
And we still don't have that necessarily.
Brune, give me a history check with advantage.
Surely.
You're a Duragar, but you've lived under the mountains.
Whew. Well, I dropped a natural one.
Okay.
For a 17 total.
Oh, yeah, no, with the 17 total, you've definitely heard of the legendary forge that resides in the Fist of Onatar.
Would that, I figured that a forge legendary in that nature, that it would make the process easier than than when I had done it a little more freehand, like deep below, just like in like magma streams and stuff.
For sure. Definitely easier is careful with that term.
Right.
Not easy,
Less
but
volatile.
correct.
Like it's a more controlled environment.
Exactly. You wouldn't necessarily, hopefully, have to worry about aberrations coming up from behind you as
hey,
you're
what's
working on this stuff, correct?
How you doing? Alright, that makes sense.
+1 weapons are uncommon in 5e, right? They are uncommon category.
Mhm.
While the heat necessary to forge these weapons would destroy most mundane things, I believe I am capable of magically reinforcing weapons if necessary.
Would have to be more than perhaps weaponry. This can be applied to spellcasting implements as well, correct?
Do tell me more. Because I did not know that, and I don't think Otto knew that.
I believe it had been discussed.
Well, you knew it had been said by Exelos that you need to get a line Bishik on your spellcasting foci.
But the magic needs to be channeled through the Bishik in order for it to be effective.
Well, Otto certainly ain't gonna risk his armor for the for the dragon fire, or from the dragon fire, I guess.
But if we need access to the Fist of Onatar, that is going to be difficult.
The Fist of Onatar, or another sufficient heat source.
Right. Other sufficient heat sources will be dangerous, because they will be deep.
How frequently do you feel like you've destroyed magical items when trying to coat them in Bishik?
You're asking her?
Yeah.
Magical items, let's just say there's not enough of a sample pool to give you an accurate number. Just know that it's a chance.
Alright.
Weighing the risks, my personal perspective would be to find an alternate route.
Alright. So we'll find someplace else to not risk our items in.
If we do choose to accept the assistance, perhaps allow me to craft bespoke weapons that will not be lost, or would not be as much of a loss should they be destroyed.
Very well.
Sure.
Good ma'am. Would you allow me to use your forge for this purpose?
Forge.
I don't think she has a forge. I think that was what
Gotcha.
that we covered. She
He is the
she
forge.
does not.
I thought she was saying that she used her fire in addition to the forge. Never mind. Misunderstood.
Okay, so if that's the plan to Onatar, then we need to get going.
You're offered a place to rest tonight here in the tea house, a place to sleep and get your wounds taken care of. Should you wish to do otherwise, please let me know.
Do they jump you at like bath time in order for you to earn your right to sleep as well, or?
You have to try to take a bath and see.
Oh shit!
We're sorry, we'll sleep dirty. We just won't go. We just do a rinse.
They
It's
just
about
won't
dinner.
give you a bed roll. Like they give you no bed. They're like, you have to fight me for the key to your room. Like
It's about dinner time. Square up if you want a seat.
Quite the contrary, actually, Shouting Vanguard. as you are taken care of after this fight. The monks above, as you find the stairwell up behind you, going up to the tea house once more.
Nice.
You're taken care of by the same monks that you had just fought previously. In their various conditions, they do not rest, as they were defeated. They lost. They have not gained their rest, but you have. They take care of you. They bring up warmed water for you to bathe in. They bring in food, bandages. They take care of your wounds. You'll see that one of them is in charge of a lot of the heavy lifting around as far as like warmed wells of water, and she has about half of her shoulder burnt pretty badly, and in a sling, but she is still moving up and down the stairs with basins of water and bringing them up to you. As she bows, she leaves, as you are left on the sort of there are no beds here, but it is a floor with cots made out for you. The windows of this front windows of this tea house open to the stormy lands outside in the stormy. As you sort of look off, and in the distance you can see the peaceful kingdoms of Donby, the central hub of that city, out in the distance. But it is peaceful here.
Yeah, probably over the course of that, Artyom would get maybe an aura of vitality going for people coming in and out, and kind of like I mean, they kind of seems like they're supposed to tough it out, but I'm under no restrictions of doing such a thing.
For your party or
for the monks who look charred and stabbed and other things?
They will stop. They'll stop outside of the radius of it as soon as anyone has like an inkling of what's going on. They'll give you a bow, a shake of the head, and just say no, they don't want it. And with an insight check, I mean, it's clear that this is something that they just don't want.
Okay. There's plenty of healing, plenty of hit points lost amongst the party.
Correct. So if you'd like to do that, you can absolutely heal up to full.
Sure.
Shiny Vanguard, you were treated here tonight. You're taken care of. If there are any moments that you'd like to have before you take off to bed, please do.
So what?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
tomorrow we'll be able to head back to the material plane. Do we want to go back to Stormholm, or? I can't remember the place.
No, you're right.
That's it.
Stormholm? Okay.
Is that not where your airship still is?
Nah, but we'll be able to get to the volcano, and by other means much faster.
Do we have access to the fist?
We didn't have access to this place, and we managed to get here, so...
I believe the...
Short answer is no.
From my understanding, the fist is guarded jealously and not in such a way that one can simply prove themselves worthy of its use. As we did here.
You got any ideas of how to make that process a little bit easier?
Do you have any relationships with the holds themselves?
I mean, we got a couple of friendly dwarves.
Are these dwarves of influence who could gain us access?
Yeah, they're a leader of one of the houses, so it'll one of the great clans, so it'll be great.
Is the fist, from what I know, is the Fist of Onatar controlled by any singular clan, or is it more of like a group effort?
It is protected by a particular clan, of which I don't have the name off the top of my head. I do have it in my notes somewhere, but it is protected by a particular clan. It is a religious. I hold that word.
Right.
Like it is of significance to
Like
all dwarves,
spiritually.
though. Correct.
Yeah. Right. Does this happen to be the blank clan insert name here?
Give me a second, I might be able to find it.
Considering I don't think Clan Anvrin is in control of it, that's a no from y'all,
Yeah.
Emily.
Yeah, correct.
I know. I don't think that's.
Boy, howdy, would that be convenient?
You do. Who are my OGs? Well, Otto, you have Milo's
There are two.
memories. Otto has Milo's memories. If I can get
I
Crowley,
accept this
RTM, and Otto to please all roll me a, just give me a straight wisdom check.
Yeah, I like those. Ooh, rolling good. 22.
22. Okay.
5.
5. Okay.
Whoops.
I was prepared like a fool on it.
It's all good.
I don't have the handicap of
Let's
my
see.
plus 15 on the wisdom rolls.
Jeez.
12.
12. Okay. Otto, your mind's sort of cluttered right now with, I would say probably with the new task of how to forge this line Bishik, but also probably eating into the back of your mind your conversation with Asmodel, being there, just talking about fathers, and then sort of your mind flashing back to that construct that had been given the terrible gift of pain. RTM, you would know that Garum himself, that's where he crafted Melgrim's axe, was at the Fist of Onatar. So they do have some sort of entrance there. So Garum's name or something should be able to get the guys in there if that's where you're going.
All right. So, maybe we get Koshik to, if she's got anything left in the tank, to try and send them a message. We'll head back to Stormholm in the morning, let everyone know the plan, make sure everyone's okay. Meet Crowley's daughter. And then walk through a tree to the Moorholds, speak to some dwarves, and be in the air traveling at fast speeds before lunch.
And sorry to interrupt you, but one more time, Brune, you would know the house or the clan's name around the Fist of Onatar would be Clan Soldarak.
Clan Soldarak.
Soldorak. Yes. My notes on the dwarven clans are big.
Thick. Damn boy, they thick. If your allies are within good standing of Clan Soldarak, then hopefully that will be enough to get us in with little fuss. But that brings us to the issue of, while it is good to arm everybody here in this group with Bishik, that is a very small number of people who will be doing battle against Zoriat.
It's what we got. I mean, we could maybe ask Hage Shiro before we leave. Hey, you got any any other dragons who might be willing to part with an army's worth of aligned Bishik, maybe down the street or in the mountain over?
I do not.
Ah, God.
Oh, shit. Okay. You're still right there.
She says as she enters the room. But we will be there when the time that we are needed.
That is of great comfort.
I deeply appreciate that.
Bishik ninjas go burr.
Bishik ninjas. Now I'm just imagining like a bunch of ninjas that effectively have like bright purple like glow stick nunchucks, like like rave music playing as they just beat the shit out of like aberrations and shit. Yeah, just fucking flashing lights. Terrible time. Like absolute chaos. Anyway. It is of comfort to know that there will be others properly armed to address
And properly capable.
those that are. Yes. The aberrations that need addressing when the time comes.
Do not lie in your comfort for too long. It should not ease your minds what's to come.
There's wisdom in that.
I have gifts for you.
Oh boy, presents!
Presents.
Broom says that in
Except for you.
Brune also has a little mouth on his turn. Says, "Oh boy, presents!" Like, silence.
Staff of the Woodlands just get
sock in the
socketed
mouth. Sock in the mouth.
I'm a serious ninja here, guys. Come on.
I'm not.
If you have gifts for us, any aid, we are not going to deny it at this, at this stage of danger.
You'll meet me on the roof, one at a time. She turns
Bro, she got
and she
throws
leaves.
off. I know you can't fly. Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Are there stairs?
Who's going first? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Alright,
Let's go.
Oh, there we go. Druid.
Nobody, and then everybody.
Just comment. A good leader always leads from the front. As you lead. Nice. Good job.
Who's going
I
first? So I
I
know.
just like presents. It's
Art,
it's nothing to do with leadership. Let's get gifts. I have a feeling fucking Artyom's gonna come back like 5 minutes later, bleeding out of fresh new hose. Like, okay, it wasn't so great.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Okay, is Artyom going first then?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Artyom, you step outside to the stormy night. Stands on the opposite side of this roof. You're now on top of the tea house itself. You are thousands of feet in the air. The storm is raging. Lightning sort of crashing dangerously close around you as one hits the corner of the tea house itself. Just standing out here getting soaked. You haven't had time for a long rest at this point. A short rest, maybe, if you have some short rest abilities. Kent, I am going to say, if you want to, I'm going to invite you to grab a d20 for me. Then that d20's... Oh, it's thundering in real life. That was cool as shit.
Holy shit, that was loud. That picked up on the mic.
Woo! Let's
Holy
go.
Fucking outside's role playing right now, bro. Let's
Life
go.
imitates art.
Nature
we
said,
always
I got
we always say the DM is God, but
Fucking words bring power, baby. Let's go. So Ken, I'm gonna this is gonna be a bit of an exercise between us here. If you want to use your d20 to just inform how successful what you're gonna tell me happens, please feel free to do so. Essentially, you're looking at another sparring session, one-on-one with Hage Shiryu herself right now. She stands there, and as you get up to the top, she stands there for a moment, looking away from you at the start, and you hear her speak in your mind. Quiet your mind. And as she does, lightning strikes beside her. She reaches out, grabs the lightning itself, and where she was standing a moment ago, sort of slow-mo, as she grabs the lightning, she is gone. And half a second later, that same lightning crashes down at your feet, and she just brings down her shoulder and her weight as she rides the lightning down and strikes you down in your chest, and you are pressed flat onto the top of the tea house, just rain filling your eyes in the wind. What are you doing? This is your chance. I'm sure you've already getting this, but this is your chance to flavor your combat outside of the restraints of 5e. Do whatever sort of fluff you would like to do with all of your resources, and tell me what it looks and feels like.
Artyom, he's a druid. He's supposed to have control of the elements, so I will try to rein in a bolt of lightning myself and have it crash directly into Artyom's pinned form, and with a jolt through his body, he becomes one of the storm itself and uses a short rest, so get my wild shapes back, go into air elemental, and just come out from underneath her grasp, lightning crackling back. I know it's not going to do anything to her because she's a blue dragon, but just more of a defensive measure.
Okay. As you do that, she sort of freeing yourself from the pin, your form now air and electricity floating up and behind her. She stands with just slow grace. It's not aggressive nature at this point. It's not, you can tell that it is very much not trying to harm you. But as she strikes out, you sort of see her palm flying at you, splitting the raindrops on its way over. As it does, and it hits the center of your elemental form. On the way, again, you hear it in your mind, and she says, some part of you realizes what you're meant to do. And as she hits your air elemental form, this bit of a moment of teal energy releasing from the air elemental, somewhat tentacly, but also not, flies away from the air elemental before it snaps back inside of your form. As you are moved quite a distance away from her, your form just knocked like across the roof itself. What are you doing?
And what, she's in a humanoid form right now, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'll just respond back to her, not that far away, and in the motion of coming back towards her, bringing more lightning in this storm as kind of a feint, but at the last moment, again, knowing it's not really going to do much, kind of have like the wood at the top of the tea house sprout out and kind of do like a sort of root on her before it's kind of trying to smash her, or attempting to smash her with just blunt force from the air elemental itself, and essentially tell her, I know, it was not just words earlier in the cave. I understand what it's likely to take.
Say that last part for me one more time.
He said he understands what it's likely to take.
Okay.
Six on the D20.
As you do this, and these roots sort of come up along the roof, she steps off of the water, and it's probably at this point you realize that her gi is not weighed down with the weight of water. As she sort of pirouettes and spins away from them and grabs onto your form, both hands, sort of as you would like a grapple, a judo grapple sort of deal, and with the grace of like an aikido throw, except for you don't go feet. She throws you miles as you sail through the air, and you end on a mountaintop, looking, somehow still seeing her clearly. Not just words. You can use them. reach out and gain advice when you need it. And when you start to sort of respond back to that, you feel yourself snapping back to the place where you were standing on the roof of the tea house.
Okay.
Maybe not your physical body that far out.
Right. All right.
She bows
Yeah.
to you.
Go ahead.
She bows to you when you come back.
Okay. She bows. I will drop the air elemental form and swirl back into a humanoid shape that is already bowing.
Okay. Who's next?
Sure.
Brune?
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing, Ian. Same concept.
Same concept.
She is waiting out there for you. She is facing you. As you get to the top of the stairs, her eyes go... You would expect draconic, but instead they mimic something that Brune saw not too long ago, and they turn purple. And her pupils mimic of that of a lotus seed pod, and that familiar sinking feeling that Brune has felt for a long time. That presence is here. What are you doing?
Oh boy, but no like immediate hostility, just
She's just standing there at the moment.
standing there with that, but that same feeling of the twister, kind of, not the twister roots. I'm sorry, the grafter. Yeah, yeah.
Corruptor.
The corruptor, just by that same feeling.
I will say that Brune is wise enough to know that it is a mimicry of that feeling.
Yeah, that it is. That is.
Correct.
This is provocative. It is meant to be provocative. Okay. With that in mind, I think he'll take a moment, like immediately kind of going into a more defensive stance before her just standing there, just like, okay, so that's what this is. Okay. If that is being deemed necessary by this being, then very well. And whoop, to large with giant's might, and if this is what she is requiring, then he will give it. Stepping in to engage, so with the of Brune, of putting especially on visual display of Brune's fighting style not necessarily being immediately aggressive. It is very largely defensive.
Mhm.
So going like to in the form of disabling enemies before like keep preventing them from being able to move around and stuff. So kind of coming into like hook a leg out from under her and then like shield bash into the roof of this building.
Gotcha. So sort of just taking a defensive stance at the moment and waiting for her to come to you.
Oh no! If this is what she is asking, but
Okay.
instead of it just being like this like just aggression of like I'm trying to kill you, it's more of a I'm trying to disable you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to remove you as a threat before killing you.
Gotcha. So, you're telling me how this is happening right now. So you bring your feet out from under her and you bring the shield down on top of her.
That is the attempt. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. You hook her ankle under her gi, bring her down, the shield crashing down, splashing water everywhere. Thunderous cacophony as you do. You bring your shield up. There's nothing there but a puddle of water. As you sort of turn on your heel, you see lifting from the puddle behind you her form once more. You're scared. You have to defeat that. And all she does is the barest amount of weight on the back of your large knee. And you just down onto your knees. And then you see her into the water once more and popping up on the opposite side of the tea house. What do you do?
Jesus, you weren't kidding about the fucking real life thunder. God damn, fucking made me jump.
Weather is a paid actor.
Hey, that'd be
Alex paid off Mother Nature to make the outside weather suit the game.
That's why they call me production crew.
He's gonna approach her again, this time much more cautiously, trying to see if he can kind of bait out some like an attack from her, at like assuming that she kind of lashed out with any kind of fainting strike. When it connects, kind of as it's coming in, doing that same of that misses, activating one of those cloud runes. But since this is not mechanical, I get to do it more freeform, just basically redirecting the force of her punch, so like it hits, but like he doesn't even have to brace himself for it. Just as a section of the roof kind of erupts from the what would be the force of her blow normally, and responding to her in like manner of, if there is no fear, then there is not the wisdom to make the correct decisions. It's fucking going, Jesus.
She sort of runs up your large form, her feet just lightly on your shield at first, and then kicking around behind you. And as you turn, sort of shadow embraces you. For just a moment, it's half of a second of true terror that stands behind you. You see a number of aberrational creatures standing there, and that fear provoked in your mind is crippling you. Harness that fear. As she punches you and spins you around towards her, actually, with the blow. And you just see that it is just her standing there now. Harness that fear. And give it to those that would see the cosmos burn. She bows.
Shrink. He'll return it.
Okay. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Hey.
Pip, you're waiting there, and she is much closer. Everybody's sort of had space here, but as you reach the top of the stairs here to the top of the tea house, she is standing face to face with you. And immediately you're met with just a swift kick to the chest on top of this slippery roof, over the banister, as she grabs your foot and you're flipped back to the top. What are you doing?
She pulls me back by my foot.
Yep,
and
pulls
then
you back
releases
by
me.
Mm-hmm. So you're back on top of the house.
Okay. So Pip will like evade and like dodge off to the side, and she'll reach for her dagger but not pull it out, and just go into like a defensive kind of like ready to go in any direction kind of posture. And at the same time she'll throw mirror image, so there are 3 of her.
Yeah.
And just trying to see what's going on.
Sure. As you do that, and there's pips flying around you at this moment, just blurring back and forth in between you. You're going for your dagger. You didn't grab it, yet you feel a dagger in your hand. As you look down, there's a dagger in your hand that you left behind in the plane of air. Sort of a sinking feeling hits you at the moment. And as you're looking down at it, you look back up and she's once more right in your face again. Looks down at the dagger, sort of takes her hand under your chin and just flips you over, face down into the puddles of rain. What are you doing?
Pip will like push up a little bit and then somersault to her feet and turn around quickly to face her again.
Okay.
Again, that kind of like trying to be ready to roll, literally.
Destructive, she says as she looks down at the dagger and then back to you. But destruction and creation are intimately related. And then she kicks her legs out from under you. Your form sort of 180 a moment as you're sort of frozen in time and going head first for the top of the tea house. And then she kicks you in the abdomen, fly back about 30 feet down into the water once more. What are you doing?
Go quick as she can. Again, ready to go in any direction.
Okay. Soon as
Don't make me draw it.
you say, "Don't make me draw it," she's slowly walks up to you at this point. Draw it.
I left it behind. I didn't want to use it again.
She kneels down and sort of as you're sitting here ready for whatever advance she's about to make next. Destruction exists so we can create a better world for those that deserve it. Stands up. She bows.
It bows. Is that dagger still there, or is it gone?
You go to look back at it. It's not in the hole. It's not where you left it.
Pip will bow, and then kind of slink in the dark back out.
Okay. Otto, it seems it's on to you.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think by necessity, Otto is going next.
Okay. Otto, you are out on the roof itself of the tea house, and she does not move. What would you like to do?
Is Otto aware that the others have been performing duels up here?
I don't know. Your friends here could tell me if they said anything or not, but they do come back in very wet. That's probably the consistency right now. But your friends can tell me if they said anything or not.
Nah. It seems to be almost like a right. So he's not gonna-
In that case, as
Pip just
he-
shake like a cat.
uh,
And walk in.
he moves up to the roof in the storm, the rain, and the thunder, and the lightning, and she's standing there. He will also stand there and say, "A most beautiful storm." Just the rain sheeting off of his armor.
Can you see it through your own? As she says that, she runs, and as she does, she goes into the air, stepping off of raindrops one by the other, and then on top of your suit, just one solid punch into your head.
Just punches him in the face.
Just running across raindrops, and then from the sky, probably 20 or 30 feet, punches you solidly.
Throw him miles or knock him down or just rings his bell.
Just rings your bell.
Where does she land?
Right in front of you. Just no more than 5 feet. She stands there and waits.
I see. And he will take a fighting stance of his own and say, "It is my understanding that you do not want us to hold back, so I shall not." And as he's in his fighting stance, like pittons or braces kind of like launch into from his feet into the building material below him, and he activates the haste core. Just vents popping up all over his body and beginning to emanate heat, just all over, and an afterburn begins to build in his jets until the afterburn is shooting off many times his own size. And as he activates the force blade, he'll say, "This was my father's preferred fighting style," and then release the pittons, just cannoning himself forward at him, going for a slash. Just sonic boom and everything.
You don't know if it's yourself or the thunder, but all at once, you launch yourself forward towards her, and we get this moment of collision where Otto and her collide, and the rain 15 feet in all directions is just evaporated. Like everything just in a sphere, gone for just a moment. And she's just standing there, calm on her face. You have all of your energy and all of invoking your father's name. She sits there and she just holds you back. She says, "Your mind is cluttered with questions that you cannot answer." And she takes all that energy that you've built up against her, and then just slings you, lets your own momentum carry you across the tea house, and stands there in the center once more.
He'll stabilize himself in the air after flying, probably flips a few times, the jets kind of bringing him into equilibrium in the air. He says, "The gift of free will I have been given shall be used to attempt to answer those, or not, as the case may be." And then jetting forward again, this time instead of going for just a frontal attack, a series of like auxiliary booster blasts, just rings of runes around the jets. Left, right, up, down, just going for like a zigzag pattern, trying to attack from all different directions at just as fast as his armor can possibly make him.
Relying on your armor over and over again, and everywhere that you seem to try to find like an opening, you find instead a defensive limb of Hage Shiryu's, going for leg blocked, going for overhead blocked, going for, leg sweeps blocked. It always seems to be someone there. And just after all of this blocking on her part, her eyes sort of never leaving yours as you're going around, just uncloud your mind, see things as they are. And then she takes you by your armor as you're sort of flying around, and holds you still for a moment by your breastplate as all of your jets are trying to move you around. And then she sets you down. She bows.
Understanding the bow to be an acknowledgement of respect and conclusion, as he has seen from the others, he will bow in return. Making sure it is at least equal, if not deeper, than hers.
Sure. All right. Does Crowley go up top?
Sure.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
What could go?
I had to say it.
Crowley, you get up top. She's standing there waiting for you. Once again, you've seen all of your friends sort of quietly come in after this this moment atop the tea house with Hage Shiryu. And as you do, sort of slowly walks up to you and just waits, sort of putting a hand out in a defensive motion, but sits there. What do you do?
Crowley's going to walk up. How far away is she?
She walks up probably 15 feet away from you, not far.
I'll walk up an additional 10 feet.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
Crowley will kneel, and then he'll bow.
She returns your bow. Puts her hand back out in a defensive motion once more.
Crowley will rise back up, and he'll watch her. And then he'll... Because Crowley's not combat focused. This is going to go terrible if Crowley fights. So Crowley instead is going to start singing and bring the spirits up.
Okay.
And it's a low, mournful tune, and he's going to inspire her in front of him.
Start calling spirits up here in this place. A place alien to Crowley for sure. But death is everywhere. And as you do, she starts manipulating them herself. And you see that they start going in this loop back and forth. And she channels them. And it just sort of hits you in the chest, sliding you back as you're sort of corralling them together. Stands once more with a defensive motion out. There is power in your words. Own them. Use them as a blanket of protection. What do you do?
Well, shit. I guess, we're going to have to go for a spirit tail, because I feel like that's what she wants. We're going to have to go deep into the pocket. Which, great story. I get to roll that twice now, so let's see what we can pull up. It'd be funny if I just run away from her, just like teleport by. Casting my spirit session, sir, and not spirit session, but let's see here. I rolled 2 Tales from the Beyond. There we go. That's no help because I just joked about running away. That's not what we're trying to do. This is perfect. I'm going to sing a Tale of an Angel, which grants regained hit points equal to 2 rolls of your Bardic Inspiration die plus your Charisma modifier. And I'm just going to let her feel that too, protection in the words as he tells the tale.
How does it manifest? I don't need any rolls or anything. I just need you to tell me what it looks like.
For him,
yeah,
it takes a form that would be unfamiliar to her, but like an angelic being. It takes the form of his wife, and goes and offers her healing, as it just slowly comforts her like a blanket over the soul, over the body.
As you do, and your wife sort of starts maneuvering towards her hand outstretched, Hagishiri's hand still outstretched, turns from a defensive motion instead of to one of offering. She takes your wife's hand and spins her as if in a dance. Looks at you and says, "Life itself sprung forth from the first words of the god. choose to give life. And she takes your wife, and as your wife sort of pirouettes and spins, sort of lands into your arms once more and dissipates. I guess you bows to you.
Crowley returns the bow as he kind of looks to his right as the just dissipates, and he sees a little bit of the distant energy as he reaches out, kind of like he's never used that one, and then he just closes his fists and just returns it to his side.
Awesome. Koshik will go next up top, and then Azur will be up there for quite a bit of time, longer than any other folk that went up top. Azur probably spends where each of you were up there for a matter of minutes. Azur's up there for closer to a couple of hours, until he eventually returns, very much quiet like the rest of you, soaked with rain, but sits down sort of quietly, changing out of his wet gear, and then fading off to sleep. Is there anything else anybody would like to do for the night after all of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Otto.
I will say it's getting fairly late at this point, but go ahead.
Right. It probably would have been shortly after Crowley got back from his own gift giving. Otto's gonna ask Crowley if he can borrow his instrument.
Certainly. And Crowley will turn over his bardic instrument.
Okay.
Many thanks, Uncle. I shall treat it with the respect that it is due.
Just be careful not to play it. It has a reverb. Very terrible.
Ah. Then perhaps I shall return it to you, as that was the intent. And Otto will instead try to make one?
Yeah, sure.
A very simple one, probably like a simple like lute or string board.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a crafting check.
Yeah. So I'd taken out the dice I'd used for Milo because I thought that I was gonna have to roll a dice up there. Let's see. I'll be a 26.
Yeah, easily enough. Probably the weapon that he makes afterwards was probably rivals some masterwork masterwork instruments on the material realm, like things you would pay a lot of gold for, like name brand sort of stuff. But it's very nice.
And he will be working on a project for the night since he doesn't sleep.
Sure. As you go off into your meditative stances or sleep or whatever else it does, as your characters drift off for the night. Dreams of your sparring session, of the words of Hageshu, you sort of echoing in your heads. You awake the next day. I don't have these in the order that y'all did them, but I'll just say them in the order that I see your face. Pip. When you wake up the next morning, that slot on your belt is no longer empty, but it is not filled with the dagger that you knew. It's filled with a different dagger of jagged sort of blue blades. And on the hilt of it, very finely crafted, a sort of curved hilt, very light and very well balanced. Prime weapon for destruction. I'd like you to add a Dragon's Wrath dagger to your inventory. It will be of the Ascendant variety.
Hell yeah!
What the hell? God damn!
Crowley, your wife sort of spinning in your arms, a dance throughout the night. As your dreams play back and forth, and those words once more about giving life, using your words to create life. Carly, I'd like you to add the inspiring leader feat to your character sheet.
Hell yeah.
Kent, or I'm sorry, RTM. Jesus Christ, Kent. Kent isn't now in in Donvi.
I am
It's-
way out of my element right now.
Oh shit.
Well, you got that
R.I.P.
4 HP, you got that commoner hit points, no matter what.
R.I.P.
Kent. Oh, RTM. Jesus, I did it again. Her telling you sort of this split mind and reaching out with your mind and thinking of the miles and miles off that you were able to see her clearly. I would like you to add the Echo of Dragon Sight Draconic Gift to your character sheet, please.
Shit, alright.
And for the Draconic Gifts, I will read them out what they do, just so we are all on the same page. You've begun to extend your awareness beyond the single world of the material plane that is your home. You can cast the Contact Other plane as a ritual. Broom. Sphere
That's me.
that she's told you to harness. A lot of your dreams filled with the same sort of back and forth battle of fear, and instead of just ignoring it, you bring it in and you try to harness it and give it to those that would see the cosmos burn. I'd like you to add the Frightful Presence Draconic Gift to your character sheet.
Okay.
Echoes of a dragon's might linger around you, and you can call on them to inspire fear in those who stand against you. As a bonus action, you can manifest your Frightful Presence, which works as a dragon's Frightful Presence does. For these things, you can look up Draconic Gift, by the way, on D&D Beyond, and you'll see those. Otto. Your mind being cluttered, you're attempting as you're meditating or your sort of down period, your mental library, organizing those thoughts, attempting to going back through your conversations with Asmodel, compartmentalizing those for now, getting those questions in order and making your synapses less of a chaos and more ordered. You get the Keen Mind feat, and your intelligence will not be capped at 20. It will instead go up to 21.
Oh. Okay.
And that's everybody.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Oh my. I'm just trying to see. I guess there's no way to like actually add it to your character sheet. We have to type it in, I suppose, right?
If you can't, I'll add them as feats or something so you can add them in later on.
Got it, boss.
Dragon's Wrath. You should be able to add it. Like that.
I'm checking.
All right. As y'all add those onto your character sheet, we're gonna take a little bit of an early break today, I think.
Alright. Okay.
So I saw we got a bunch of follows and stuff. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
We got a raid,
Yeah.
Engines. Thank you so much for the raid, guys. I hope you're enjoying it. I know I am. We got a little bit smaller party today, but that's okay. We're doing some awesome things. So drop a follow if you haven't yet. Thank you guys so much for the love. We're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back soon. Don't go anywhere. Much love.
Bye. For now.
And hello, everybody. We are back.
Bye.
It's all of us,
Hello.
mostly the same people that were here not too long ago.
Actually, I've been body swapped. I'm sorry.
That's great.
Damn it. Anyways, we'll have to do with Fody. So, we're gonna pick back up where we were, where we were was in the tea house of Hage Shiryu. The next morning, after a bit of advice sparring, and now gifts have been given out to the Shining Vanguard. One one more gift in the fight against the Plane of Madness and its impending attack. Shiny Vanguard, you wake everybody getting their armor and things ready to go for the day. Is there anything anybody would like to do this morning?
Yeah, I'd like to use Inspiring Leader for 10 minutes, and, I give the independence.
Yeah.
Are you going to use it for today?
Yeah, I'll use it for the day.
Okay. Go for it.
Plus 21 HP. Unless you want me to just start going into the Independence Day speech.
Hell yeah. That's a chunk right there.
You said 21?
21.
Yeah, for 6 characters, I'm going to include myself. I'll even include, the people that aren't here. AKA one person. It'll be Koshik.
Okay.
Azura is not
Zero.
getting 10 HP.
Oh no.
Yeah, if the full party was here, it wouldn't go to me. It'd be everyone else.
I mean, it's got to go to Kaushik,
So
after
selfless.
Yeah.
after the amount of diamonds she spent on him the other day.
It's not selfless. I
That's
try
true.
to stay away from the fighting. I will play dead for hours.
Get gravy.
Let's see.
Okay.
I just want to. I
Alright.
think those last for 24 hours.
Until the next short.
Short or
No,
long
with-
rest. So there
Yeah.
we go.
Let's
Okay.
go.
So you all have. Would you say 21 HP?
Yeah, plus 21. I'm pretty sure.
21
Let's go.
temporary HP until your next short or long rest. All right,
That's nice.
Shining
That's good.
Vanguard. You are inspired by Crowley, feeling unusually hearty this morning. After he gives a bit of a speech. I should require you to say the Independence Day speech.
I am getting ready, bro. You know what? Save it for the big fight. I've got you.
There we go.
I'm ready.
It's okay.
So nothing when we initially wake up, but
Okay.
if we do like a group breakfast, I don't know, with or without the monks, does Hage Shiryu make an appearance at breakfast? I imagine Otto's just sitting there like enjoying his aromatic tea.
Yeah, so she would on the tea house floor eventually, as everybody's sort of in here, including the monks, but she does make her face seen amongst this group.
Shortly after she makes her appearance, I don't know if she's also indulging in breakfast or she's just kind of sitting around. But
I feel that.
Otto will say, sorry, I'm trying to dodge the coughs with the mute button. Madam Shiryu, I appreciate your gift the previous evening. I would appreciate the opportunity to provide you with a gift as well.
Surely.
Of a different nature, I assure you.
She looks a bit. You seem to catch her off guard with it. So be it.
And Otto will take out a stringed instrument that is probably not a stringed instrument of any category that Crowley or anyone familiar with instruments would recognize. Kind of a string board with a wooden bowl on the bottom. Definitely something of his own creation. And then he will set out 5 chimes of copper, iron, but just simple metal tubes, kind of in a semicircle in front of him. And as he is, he'll kind of look up tentatively at her and say, I am still familiarizing myself with this art form, so I shall be indulging in magically augmented accompaniment. And he will set each of the chimes using his artificer magical tinkering. As each chime in turn vibrates in place, it'll emanate a series of magical notes, creating a multi-layered melody. He'll look her in the eye, and with a tilt of his head and a tone of his voice reminiscent of a smile, he will say, "This is no artifice of my body." He'll take his instrument in hand and begin to play. Still new to playing an instrument, instead of attempting something beyond his scope, it'll be a series of very simple notes and chords, working with the basics, allowing the chimes to fill in the gaps and kind of giving shape to this song. It'll start as a lilting, rhythmic kind of lull that brings to mind the sheets of rain of the previous evening, bringing to mind tall trees being bent by the deluge, with staccato peaks like distant thunder, and the simple notes of the stringed instrument escalating ever so slightly in speed, little by little, the chimes growing more frantic, and the song takes on the narrative of the storm. It'll be imperfect, the climax demonstrating Otto's lack of experience, dropped notes, errors in the rhythm, but Otto won't hesitate as he performs, confident in that imperfection. Both the successes and the mistakes equal in their earnest representation. The song will, after a few minutes, slow once again, the fevered pitch of the storm slowing once more to the rhythmic sheets of rain, and then finally a smooth series of drawn-out notes like sunbeams piercing the broken clouds to heat the dampened earth beneath. And as Otto comes to the conclusion, he won't be looking at her anymore as he was through most of the song, and his eyes and attention seem to be mostly on the instrument in his hands, and he will remain quiet once he is finished and the chimes cease their reverberations.
That's dope, by the way. That's not what she says. That's me saying that to you. That was dope.
Thank you.
What she says after a moment of consideration, stays quiet. The music sort of stopping. And a couple of you probably realize, maybe not all, but definitely some of the monks around you have definitely had their attention pulled over here to this display, this gift to Hageshiryu. A bit of quiet, she says, you need to practice.
He doesn't seem turned away by that. He kind of looks up where his attention had been on the instrument in his hands, and he says, with his usual energy, most assuredly, my gift to you is my first performance.
Then this is a two-part gift, because I expected the perfected version later.
He will not say anything, just nod, kind of almost a bow in place from his seated position.
She will give a slight bow back. You're off today then? A lot of you?
Yeah. Very soon.
Hi.
And if you made your mind, she looks at Azur. Azur sort of looks at the rest of you quietly. I have. And Shining Vanguard, thank you for all of this. But I've chosen to stay here for a bit of time. I have a lot to learn. And Hageshiryu here has been gracious enough to offer me her hand and help.
She is a most excellent instructor. I am sure you will learn what you need.
Yeah, I'm sure you're in great hands here. For no doubt.
I'm sure we will see you again.
I will be there. I'm not abandoning the Shining Vanguard or my responsibilities. I just want to make sure that I am what I can be when the time comes.
The battlefield is no place for uncertainty. Do what you must.
Hi. I look forward to seeing you again, my airy friend.
Be well.
some apprehension in Azur, of course, with leaving you behind, but something he feels as if he needs to do.
Was there any wildlife outside?
Oh,
Any
yeah.
plants or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not
Artyom said, "I'll be back."
Are you leaving out, just sort of going into the mountains?
I meant like in an immediate area, like if they had any. I just want a piece of nature.
Right, yeah, easily enough. Yeah,
Yes.
it's sparse because you are among mountaintops here, but very, very easily some like mountaintop flowers, like wildflowers, for sure.
Oh, I will take plenty of those then.
Okay.
They're all like the exact same, like all the petals are uniformly the same or some shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead and put that on your inventory as well. It's, wildflowers from Donby.
Lawful lilies.
Lawful lilies.
Woo!
Okay, Shiny Vanguard. The camera is on you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, somewhere to be, right?
We do. Once I get I take it back.
Any trinkets lying around?
Yeah, they've helped us so much. You're like, well, you know,
I'm gonna
they don't need this
Flowers.
many teacups,
Each are
right?
flowers, right? To each their own.
They were from outside. I didn't
private
like take
property.
it's like a monk's door open and I just yoinked their potted
Sorry.
plant.
Just steal your shit from outside, and that doesn't count. Like, oh,
I mean, there's plenty of like fine china that they are dining on currently.
something more like a small, like a bell or a stone, like a tiny figurine, something small, right, and not fragile.
You don't see like much memorabilia around here. Like, there's not a lot of individual personality here. It is very sterile in that way. Everything that you see is either on their person or a part of the ritual that they do here on this tea house floor. The floor is tea.
Okay, the floor is tea. A scoop of tea. Okay, well, so people just kind of like, look around on the way out and shrug. All right, let's get going.
Okay.
All right. Head outside, hold hands. Shoot us on back to Stormhole. I think this time we'll go with a to set the theme. We'll go with a more Blue Dragon, Stormy Mountain Thor-esque, zapped by lightning and just gone.
Zapped by lightning. Okay.
That's a lot of lightning.
So
Oh, I mean, it travels through the ring.
you're using the necklace, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Use the necklace. Lightning strikes. Milo.
Pardon? Oh?
It's been a long time since you've seen your friends.
Change headspaces real quick. Alright.
Although time where you've been is a different story. You have lived 1,000 lives, and you've been through a lot. I need you to please roll me an Arcana check. You will roll this as if you had proficiency and expertise, and as if you were an 18th level spellcaster.
Wiley done out-leveled us in the afterlife.
That will be a 30 even.
You know that you have to disrupt your friend's travel. And you know where you're sending them could kill them. Your 30 on your Arcana check when you do this allows you words to one member of your party of the Shining Vanguard of your choice. Cody, I want you to say these words with the knowledge that you could possibly be killing your party right now, but you know that it must be done. What do you say and who do you say it to?
Brune, obviously.
You will be sending the words to Artyom.
I'm sorry. Please stay alive. I love you all more than life itself. Just know that this was necessary. I would never do anything to hurt you all if everything did not depend on it.
Artyom, you hear these words, and as you open your eyes, for planar egress, your spell is typically instant in nature. You walk through a tree, you're one place, you're the other. You're traveling here when you open your eyes. The realms themselves passing by you at speeds untold. And across from you, the circle of your friends, all of their eyes closed, your eyes the only one open here, find a version of Milo. Made mostly of lavender arcane energy as these words into your mind wordlessly. Do you say anything in response?
Artyom, and with the most eloquence that he has, says, "Okay, there's people looking for you."
Darkness for everyone here. I love you, Artyom. Cops are coming, man.
You gotta go! There's a buzz! Get out of there! You got 5 stars, homie! Fucking pay attention to your HUD!
Yeah. He got like just the cars and angels and shit trying to hunt you down across the cosmos. I mean, he probably knows, but he needs to know that we know.
Isla says, new objective, survive.
All right, beautiful people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh man, random rolls, that makes everything more fun. Who falls directly onto the demon horns of a pit lord?
Man, that shit's hard when you're not expecting it. Holy fuck.
Do I get a turn before I fall on the demon horde so I can become huge and then squish them?
So, instead of Stormholm, Brune.
Oh boy.
You feel yourself hit solid ground, eyes clenched tightly, you open them, and you find yourself in a well-lit and well-adorned, it could be somewhere in Stormholm, though the decor is not what you would remember it to be. It's not the very coastal or tropical. Instead, it's very like continental, very like heavy oaks surround you in this vestibule that you're standing. You're standing in what looks to be like maybe an incredibly nice apartment of some sort, or like a topsider's apartment. as you do.
You.
And as you're sort of taking in, you see a little kitchenette off to your left, like a nice living space, like a den, a little like a sort of crackling fireplace. Outside, you hear the hum of what might be familiar as a lightning rail. As you look around, there's a woman also in here, slender, dressed very finely in like a tube type dress, wearing sort of almost elbow high, very like fancy gloves with a white pearl necklace on. Her hair done tight against her head, but kind of short. Thank God you're home. I was so worried about you. Come on in, sweetheart. You've been working all night. What's the matter,
What is
cat?
this
Got you?
place?
Don't be silly. Come on. Come on in. We have, and she sort of points over towards the kitchenette, and as you sort of look around the corner, you see a shorter, older woman manning a stove and like pulling out a pan from the stove itself. We're gonna have dinner ready soon. Come in. I'll make you a scotch. She takes a crystal decanter and pours into like a tumbler.
Am I still me? If I look down at myself, do I still see full armored like?
Currently, yeah.
Like 2 feet higher than normal.
Yeah, am I weirdly high off the ground? Like,
No?
no? Okay.
Well, while you were busy at work, I've had to deal with this train that they've just put in, and it's giving me an awful headache.
Who are you? And where am I?
Well, you're home, and I'm your wife. She walks up to you. Lisa Led, your scotch. It's fine. Put it right here for you. And she puts it on the entryway table beside you. She takes your shoulders and
No, she does not.
you just step back away
she
from her.
reaches for him like, nope.
You back.
Do not.
You've been working too much. I told you were.
Okay, I would like to insight check this individual. I'm trying to determine whether this is an illusion or
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
huh? Who the hell? Yay! Giant magic advantage. Yeah. Natural 20 for a 23.
Yeah, with a natural 20, you see that this person is completely legitimate in their concern for you. And this Liselette has come up to you with this drink, is fully convinced that you are her husband. And she seems like you get the sense of genuine confusion from her when you pull back from her advances, when you ask her where she is, ask her where you are. It's you're giving this character genuine confusion, it seems.
Uh-huh.
Sweet. Come on in. Take off your boots. Rest
So
a little while.
Oh dear God. I guess with that over the shoulder, it seems like I just came through an open door, and there's none of the members of the Shining Vanguard who I had exited Don V with. I step back out the door and look around at whatever is outside. Where, say I can determine where I am.
Yeah, you turn around, you walk out, you open the door. The door's closed behind you. You open the door behind you and you walk out, and it looks like the hallway is carpeted red with like various designs in the carpet, very expensively done, high white walls on either side, different rooms further down the hallway from you. You hear the various hum of different conversations maybe going on if you listen very, very closely. There's a gentleman that walks past you in what looks to be like town's wear, like a cut long coat and a hat with a briefcase. As he's passing me, Rupert, how's it going? Passes by.
Okay, so this is like, seems like I'm in like an apartment complex almost kind of deal.
Yeah, something like that. More almost like a hotel.
Okay. Any windows anywhere on this hallway?
Not on the hallway itself. The window or the hallway is like, seems like some sort of interior. You do see windows back in the apartment though that you just left. The room that you just left. The woman who stands there claims to be your wife, Lisa Letts, is standing there, looking concerned and worried after you. You do see a window behind her. You see some movement through every now and again.
I will basically just fucking completely start just ignoring this lady, like, until I work out where the hell I am. Just gonna stride back in to the window.
Sure.
Look outside.
You go to the window, you fling open the window. You see a bustling city street. Different people back and forth, their way to work. Not familiar to you. I mean,
right.
This is a topsider city. You have a rail that sort of goes off to your left, a little bit below you, actually, with how high you are up in this building. Looks like you're maybe eight stories up or so. As you see a lightning rail pass by the building, not too far away.
But definitely not storm home.
Oh,
with a look outside.
Yeah, no, you don't see any water here.
Check.
She comes up and she says, "Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure it's the stress. Let me take your briefcase at least." And you look down at your hand. Where your hammer was, you're now carrying a briefcase. Where your armor was, you're now wearing a suit.
But I am still very much a Duragar.
At the moment, yeah. Well, I mean...
At the moment, thanks for that clarification. Shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to say, like, as far as you can tell, but you do have a window right in front of you, and you sort of look at the reflection of the window onto your own face, and yeah, you still look the same. She's sort of like looking at your reflection in the mirror, and if you'll let her touch you, she just like grabs your shoulders and like rubs your back. No.
Absolutely not.
All right, I get it. I understand. Okay, no touching. All right. Well,
I do not know if you are manner of illusion or perhaps someone bewitched. Where are we?
you're home at the Brookshire.
Where in Corvair?
Are you feeling okay?
Answer the question.
Sure, yeah. Do you need a map? Do I need to point to it on a map or something, maybe? Let's go get a map. You
Just stare at her.
Will you please? And stop that for a moment. Go grab a doctor. Rupert's not feeling very well right now.
What fuck ass name is that?
She said, "All right, honey, we're home." And she pulls out like a book, like an atlas, and this is nice, like for people to have like a book of maps like this. This is clearly a place of money. Looking around at where you're at, these people, you, Rupert, at least you have money. And it's like this like atlas collect, like as she's going through, and she points, well, this is our city, and she points to a city named Calizard. And she turns a couple of pages, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Fuck! That's bad. Oh boy.
What are you talking about? Duergar have amazing charisma.
Oh, I got the Riz. I got a 14 charisma, but
oh
like,
shit! Look
yeah,
at me.
I'm stacked. I
There you
have
go.
good stats, but I'm gonna use Indomitable on that.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 first time around. Okay, that's a lot better. It's not really any good if this is a scary individual. 17.
17. Okay. Very well. And we're gonna leave you there as she turns
Oh, fuck.
the page.
Yeah!
And we're gonna go to Pip. It's funny, I've rolled a d6, I've rolled a 1 and a 2, and y'all are right here on my screen. So, Pip. Darkness. You're standing around. You open your eyes. And as you're looking around, you don't find any sort of familiarity in your surroundings. To be expected, probably, of Pip's. I don't think Pip's ever been to Stormhome. Probably the more immediate concerning thing is you don't see the members of the Shining Vanguard around you. You find yourself in a smaller room, probably no bigger than like 8 by 10 or so, but very well decorated. There's a small window on one of the rooms. It's not a jail cell. I realize that's probably brought back some memories for Pip real quick, but it's not a jail cell.
Direct response there.
It's decorated in frilly pinks and like baby blues on the wall. And in front of you, and like there's little furniture in here. There's a little bed over in the corner, not a cradle, but an actual small bed, like twin sized. And there's toys, like handmade toys, scattered about the rug. And in the middle, sort of at a small carved table with various little like metal children's teapots and stuff, a little girl sits there, and she holds her hand out and sort of like, I'm trying to make sure you can see it. Come pay tea party. She can't be more than 4 or 5. She's like a little blonde girl. Her hair's done up in a pigtail, like spiraling golden hair. She's in a little frilly dress herself, dressed over her normal clothes. And she just holds her hand up and says, come pay tea party.
Or like, do a quick check, pat down. Do I have all my stuff? Like, do I have my daggers and all my stuff?
Yeah. Mama, come pay tea party.
Did Mom say what?
That's what she says to you.
Boy, darling, didn't we just play tea party earlier?
Mama, I can pay tea party.
Mm-hmm. So what should my name be
Mama?
for the tea party? Oh, I'll be Mama for the tea party. And who will you be for the tea party?
Queen Mama.
Do what?
She says, she corrects herself and she goes, Queen Mama. I'll be princess.
Queen Mama. Oh, you be princess. Oh, princess. Who? What is the princess's name?
It's a good question, because I minimized my notes. Mama. Princess Annabelle.
Princess Annabelle. Okay. I thank you for the just a moment, dear.
Mama, before work.
And
Tea party.
just one moment. We will do tea party in just a moment, okay? She's like, is there a mirror in the room at all?
Yeah. There's like a little like what would be a full-size body mirror for a child, but there's one like sitting in the corner. Yeah.
So Pip's just gonna kind of like step over and look at herself in the mirror.
Yeah, you look at yourself in the mirror. You look like Pip, except
Okay.
your hair is put back. Don't remember doing that this morning. And it's like not in just like a thrown up like Pip might do. Instead, it sits like with a silver comb at top and well done. And you look and you're not in like your armored boots. Instead, you find yourself in some like small raised like heels.
Freaking ankle. Mm, so, she's gonna just like stick her head out the door. I'll be right back. Just a moment. Okay.
Okay,
Come here,
Queen Mama.
just a
I
wee
pour you a
moment.
teacup for you.
Okay. Just a wee moment, Annabelle. And step out into the hall.
Yeah, you look out from
Or
this.
into the whatever.
Yeah, you poke your head out from this small child's room, and you see a little bit of like a larger apartment or hotel room. It looks like one other bed in here. No sign of any other residents other than yourself. No other movement or anything like that. And you got what looks like a bit of breakfast already eaten sitting on the table. But you don't remember eating anything, and it's clearly on a breakfast bar, too high for Annabelle. But you do see another smaller plate right beside one that would be like a child's plate. Can you please give me a charisma saving throw?
But I think the Christmas. Oh, not too good. I'm disoriented. 14.
14. Okay. As you're sort of looking over this, thoughts that seem a bit alien to you, none that possess you, but it's the thoughts that you find out, you sort of like shake your head at for a moment of like, I need to grab those plates and get them out of the way. I need to go ahead and get those ready. I got to go to work soon. And you're like, wait. Mama, come pay tea party for work. And she sits there and pours you a cup of tea. We're gonna go to Kent.
What the fuck did you do, Kent? How'd you fuck this up, man?
I didn't even have to make a roll.
How did you fuck this up?
I was gonna say, let Pip get a hold of RTM now. It's gonna be a problem.
All right.
Kent, I'm sorry, RTM.
Mhm.
I don't know why I'm doing that so much this session, only for you too. Kent, I'm gonna start throwing magic at you IRL. RTM, whatever just happened, a bit of a blur. The words, your urgency to warn Milo that there was someone after him. Is that something that happened? You're not sure. You're a bit discombobulated. You're like almost like waking up from a dream. And as you do, you wake up, your head down in the crook of your arm. You look up and around, and you're at a pretty grandiose bar, like a shining black top bar, well lit. The back of the bar stocked with hundreds and hundreds of spirits. You look around you, empty tables surround you. As you sit here at this bar, you pick your head up. Bartender behind there is polishing a glass in a nice red velvet coat. Clean shaven guy, hair slicked back, very taken care of for sure.
Where is everyone else?
Well, it's a bit early for everyone else there. The normal. Gotcha. takes out a bottle, pours a glass, pushes it over to you. No judgments here, friend.
Sure. Archel will take it and have a swig. Did anyone else suddenly appear here the same way I did?
Suddenly appear here in your state. Maybe, but no, you walked in same as everybody, Frank.
Okay. Archel is completely confused. Is that another for like, hey Jack, or what's up, Tiger? Like Frank, sure, whatever. What's the name of this place? This bar in Stormholm, or I guess inn or lounge or whatever. Where am I right now?
Oh, Mr. Frank, you're waking up at the Brookshire, the bar. I figured you'd recognize the place, but I get it that
Okay.
it's early.
It's a city, a town.
Now you were pretty drunk, but
Yeah.
you weren't that drunk.
I don't know who you are. I just need you to answer my questions. Where am I right now?
You say this, RTM, where am I right now? You your eyes catch yourself in the mirrored bar behind you. Your long hair, no more. Instead, it's sort of pushed back, kind of greasy it looks like, but pushed back and over to the side. You find that your long beard is not long, but instead looks like a 5 o'clock shadow. You find yourself in a large trench coat, like a gray trench coat almost, just sort of loosely draped around some business clothes of some sort. But get home, Frank. No worries. You
All right.
You made it back to the Brookshire.
So I am a druid. I have plane shifted inside someone else's body somehow, and my compatriots might be lost to time and space or to different planes right now. I need you to tell me where I am so I can figure out how to get them safely back to this plane.
Didn't realize where we were. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take that glass back from you now.
Yeah, take the glass. I'm not paying for that. I don't know who the fuck Frank is. I need you to answer me some questions because my friends could be in danger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. What city are we in right now?
So, Frank, the alcohol's got to you, man. You need to listen to my voice. You know me, all right? I'm Percy. I'm the bartender here at the Brookshire. We've had great conversations, and I.
You're my best friend in the world. Just tell me what the fucking city we're in. I will fake smile at him.
Give me a deception check.
Fucking 8.
Natural 1. Okay, all right. He doesn't seem totally convinced, but he's all right.
Yeah.
You see that the mirrored back of the bar with the branding of the Brookshire into it, and it says Brookshire at Calazart. He points back at the sign.
Do I have any fucking idea where Calazark is?
Sure. And give me 2 rolls. Your first is going to be a charisma saving throw, and your second is going to be a raw wisdom check.
Okay. So the raw wisdom check is a 21. Unfortunately, the charisma saving throw is a 3.
3. Okay. I mean, yeah. Frank, Calazart's been your home for a while now. You've been living here for years. Living's a strong term for it, but you do what you gotta do. You're making it here.
All right.
As the glass looks a little bit more tempting, and your friend Percy on the other side of the bar is genuinely worried about you. You think back of some of the conversations that Percy's gotten you through. Percy's been there since 2 lives ago at this point. But Calazart's been your home for some time. I mean, you know exactly where you are. You look down, there's no staff. You look in the mirror once more, and other than the deep sunken eyes of another drunken knight there, Frank, you look up and there is no Artyom. So we're gonna go to our next person.
What did you do?
Crowley.
Hey, yo.
Once more into darkness, Crowley, as the spell ends and you open your eyes and you're sort of looking around you. You're in a very, very dark room. In front of you on the wall, there are like canvases in front of you with different sorts of art on it. There's a low flicker and like orange light off of a boiler as the door opens to it. Man dressed in sort of like a baby blue button-down shirt, a working cap, and just some slacks and like work boots comes in. It's somewhat of a rotund fella, clean shaven but kind of jolly looking. He opens the door, looks at you, you see yourself look back. He says, I figured I'd find you in here. Not looking for you though, don't worry. I'm just over here to work on the boiler a bit. We're having some problems on the top floors.
We'll look back at the canvases. What are they, what am I seeing?
Yeah, you look at the canvases as you sort of like look at all the paintings and what have you, and you see cityscapes, buildings, and there are a couple that seem to be the most recent of like construction on what looks like a lightning rail, and it's like sort of like life in motion sort of artwork. Pretty good, actually. Like
Definitely mine.
Yeah. I mean, so it was something you would definitely see in like an amateur, like an up and coming amateur art gallery sort of deal. Like this person isn't an artist for the ages or anything, but they're talented. He comes in and starts like tinkering on the boiler. He says, "You're getting better."
I appreciate it. You know, it takes a lot of effort. Barking mosquitoes are telling me this is all false.
That's this damn boiler. That's the noise it's making up there. It's starting to feed back down here. He hits it with a pinch. You see all the money they spend on this building. You think they could install a little bit better heating system, right? If only people cared about had an eye for detail like you, Nikki.
Of course. Do you need to be alone here or anything like that? I'm about to go get some fresh air for a moment.
No, you're fine. Keep on working. And you look, and as he points over towards you with his wrench, you look down in your hand, and you have a paintbrush in your hand, and your other hand an easel.
I, dab at it a little bit and like touch one of the, see just like if I can. How real is this? I just run my hand over the paint.
Yeah, you touch the paint. It's real. Feels tactile in your fingers.
Well. So, out of curiosity, I'm getting just a little bit lightheaded. I might just being here in the dark, I suppose.
Told you I don't know why you don't go to the roof or something. You always something about down here helps you think. Helps you get the real picture of things.
It's helping me, yes. I'm getting a real picture, Actually, I might take you up on that. I'm going to go to the roof. And then I'm going to go get some milk.
Okay, yeah, let me walk you up there. I got the keys on me.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Hopefully that works. At least for now, right? It opens the door.
You're the best. I'm sure it'll work. Not a problem whatsoever. I always tell you you're the best, right? I mean it.
I don't think you've ever said that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. This is actually the most... Typically, I just talk at you. This is the most talkative you've been in a while. Took me like 6 months to get your name.
Well, I'm sorry if I never spoke. Well, as you said, I'm Nikki. Did I get your name? Have I been that rude? I apologize.
No worries. It's Dewey. as he presses a button on an elevator and the doors open. He steps on.
An elevator. I'll step on too.
Step on. The gears and mechanisms whir to life as it brings you up top, towards the roof access. And as he gets to the top, to roof access, he goes for the key and it doesn't work for him. Well, I got a lot of these things. Give me a moment. Sorry.
Take your time. You're a busy man around here.
And he tries like 6 or 7 keys. And as he does, I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Allegedly, I'm good at these. 19.
If someone's gonna make this thing, you better do it.
19.
Come on, man.
19, he turns back to you, says, sorry, I guess I got the wrong keys or something. We'll try again tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Let's, just standing up here. I'll just wait a while. We'll just, I can think for a moment. Then I'll head back downstairs to the boiler if you don't mind. Be a waste just to go right back down. I'll take my time, leisure walk. You know what I mean?
Not technically supposed to leave you up here, but I trust you. And he sort of gives you a familiar tap on the shoulder.
Hey, thank you very much, Dewey. You're the best.
Of course. That means a lot, especially after all of our talks. I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking on our side. I knew you.
I really feel a connection, Dewey. Like I said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow.
Sure, maybe we could get some food.
Yeah, come by
sometime.
my place sometime. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know which room I'm in, right?
How is he in the boiler room?
You muted.
Don't worry about it. We'll go to the boiler room. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
all right.
Listen, I'm playing ninja with the dogs, the barking mosquitoes.
And we'll go to our next character here in Otto.
This is going to be some kind of sensation.
Yeah, this is about to be weird. All
Right,
right.
yeah, this one's gonna be a good one.
Darkness.
What the hell are you talking about?
For a moment. You open your eyes and you find yourself, your sensory mechanics go off to the smell of something that would be perceived as pleasant, Otto. Not alcoholic in nature, but baked goods. As light filters through this living room onto the kitchenettes, and you see a couple of old ladies working around in a kitchen. Have not seemed to notice you yet, but you see trays of cookies coming out, setting up and onto like cooling racks as they do. One turns on. Oh! You scared me. Welcome home, sweetheart. And she comes towards you and like puts her arms around you and gives you a hug.
He won't move and will awkwardly return the hug like tap, tap.
Yeah, she's like,
My apologies for the fright.
no, Mary. Come on, come in here and have a sit down. Put your luggage down. You look down in your hand and you have luggage that is not yours in your hand.
What does his hand look like?
It looks like Otto's hand.
Oh, okay. I appear to have had a lapse in memory. I am unaware how I have gotten myself to this point. I am Otto. And what is your name?
Sweetheart. Oh no, I've read about. All right, you've been experimenting with drugs. All right, that's okay. That's what you're
I
supposed
am
to do when you go.
physically incapable of the intake of intoxicants.
Now you don't have to. You don't have to lie to us now. Your granny's been there, done that. Don't worry. Come on in. It's okay. You're having a bad trip. Come on.
I see.
She takes
He will
some cookies.
awkwardly follow.
Sure. Yeah, she could take some cookies and puts them on a plate. Like takes a glass jar, pulls like a glass of milk in there for you. sets it down on the table. She like takes you and says, "Here, Adine, grab the bag, take it. He's having a bad trip." And Adine gives an acknowledging response. Sit down, sweetie. You made it home. It's all right. You're good. You're all settled in now. How's school?
He will immediately go to flip down his true sight filter and be like, quick scan time.
The room appears as it appears.
How very strange. He will take a seat and say, actually, I'm gonna roll for something real quick. I shall indulge you. What are your names?
Adine and Edel.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Granny and Granny. It's okay. We're here to support you now. Just come down off of high, deep breaths. And Otto, as she says this, you feel an intake of breath. And then you breathe
Data
out.
will freeze in place and kind of...
It's okay. No. Don't hold your breath. That's the opposite of what we want, dear. Here, breathe. Hit you in your chest. There we go.
Is it a fleshy hit sound or a metal hit sound?
Sounds like hitting a watermelon. It's all right, dear. You're just coming off of some bad stuff. You're okay. Odd choice to do it on the way home. You're supposed to do that while you're off at school. How was it, by the way? Did you meet any friends?
He's quiet for a moment. Kind of looks at his hand again. Is it still his hand, or is it a flesh hand?
As you unfold your digits, the fleshy pads of your fingertips moving back and forth as you command them to do so.
My apologies, Granny, but would you be in possession of a reflective device or mirror?
A mirror? Yeah, we got a mirror.
Could you please lead me to it?
She brings out like a handheld sort of mirror. And sounds like Adine's getting into the good stuff in the other room. But she brings you the mirror and hands it off to you. And you see sort of a slender, tall, well-groomed, blonde-haired kid, no more, in his 19 or 20 maybe, and with what looks to be like a school uniform on. Like a school jacket almost. Very upper echelon sort of gear as far as like socioeconomic status goes.
Granny, I think that I am tired. Could you lead me to my room, please?
Of course, you had a long time. Come here. You've already unpacked your stuff, and she brings you to a room, simple in design, various school accoutrements decorate the walls. And if I could please, as she leads you in here, get you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say I don't get Flash of Genius to this.
Jesus. If you'd like to use it, it's up to you. I'm not gonna rob anyone of their resources.
With the Flash of Genius, that will be a 21.
21, very nice. Okay. Some total of you have passed your charisma saving throws, with the exception of Artyom. You're in somewhere odd, you're in somewhere unfamiliar, and somewhere that seems to invite itself onto you. The longer you stay in the rooms that you're in and around you, the more you feel like the person that they call you. So everybody but Artyom, what are you doing?
Once I'm left alone, I'm gonna make my way through that door.
Okay. You try to go through the door. It is locked.
Do I have no items I could try to attempt to lockpick the item? Like,
Do you have some thieves' tools?
I don't know, man. I'm in a different body. I'm just. Yes, I have thieves' tools, DM.
No, on the success of your charisma saving throw, you have your stuff on you. You're just addressed as a different person.
All right. Barring that, then I'm gonna cast sending then.
Okay. Who are you sending to?
Otto.
Okay.
Otto, this is Crowley. I'm in a high-rise building somewhere. Are you there?
Does Otto receive this message?
You do.
I appear to be manifesting as some sort of child. I am in a residence. I shall seek you out.
The camera is on y'all. If you wish to interact with your surroundings, or just tell me what you would like to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to send another sending spell. I'm actually going to try and work my way back down to the base floor and leave and try and get a surrounding grasp of my surroundings.
So you're pretty high, but you go and you're pretty high. No, Otto's the high one, right? No, you're pretty high up there, but you make your way back to the elevator, start making your way back down to a main lobby floor. You press a button that has L beside it, and it starts taking you down. While you're doing that, what's everybody else doing?
Looking at that map I was given.
You look at the map. Calazart is pointed out for you. She flips the page towards a county map. Calazart is like Calazart County lines of it. She flips another page, shows you a picture of a country map of Kyrie.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh jeez! Oh god! Oh fuck! Cody! Milo! Bitch! Ooh! I'm
The
not gonna.
bells open the elevator on the bottom floor. You look out, Crowley. Pretty empty this early in the morning. Couple of things probably get your notice, Crowley's notice. As you look on the hostess, the sort of where the desk for a hotel is manned, concierge at the front there, seems to be talking with another guest at the moment, checking them in. And you overhear. All right, ma'am. So we're gonna be checking in on the 20th of Olaroon, and then we're gonna be checking out on the 27th. And
The 20th of Olaroon?
Correct. Crowley knows what that date is.
I do know what that date is.
Okay. As that date sort of, you're looking over there, you see Artyom at the bar, throwing back a drink, setting it on, and it looks like he's had about 6 or 7 of them at this point.
I'm going to wander over to him.
Okay.
Place my hand on his shoulder. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. That you observe that, you start walking over there. You've been told, Otto and Pip, what are you two doing?
You go ahead. You go first.
I was just saying, so that feeling of I should pick up the dishes, like that thought just like freaked her out, like shake, and she'll reach down to her dagger and just kind of like prick a finger on the dagger just to get like some pain and some clarity. And that's enough of a freak out to just like walk straight out the door into the hall or into wherever, out the door of the apartment.
As you prick your finger on the dagger, the little girl goes, "Mama, you got boo-boo," and you go out into the hallway, leaving the voice behind you, and you look around. You see a stairwell exit down to one side.
Is there an apartment number on the door or beside the door at all?
Yeah, no,
Or room number?
There would be an apartment number on the door, and this would be apartment 327.
327. Okay. Then Pip is going to cast Minor Illusion, and at the loudest volume, start like in a very pissed off Pip Northern Irish accent, just start calling out, doing a roll call of the names of the vanguard that were with her.
Okay.
Just to, and as she's like walking down the hall looking for some stairs, or probably stairs, because at this point she's not trusting mechanics.
Okay. Yeah. You start hollering out these names. You hear, "Mama, we're wrong," and the little girl behind you starts crying as you storm off and down the stairwell. 3 floors down, you find yourself in a main lobby area. Otto, what are you doing?
Otto is, once they lead him to his room and just say, "Thank you. I am sure I shall feel better after some rest." And then wait for the door to shut behind them. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Lock the door and immediately begin scrambling to find a bag, things he can use for improvised equipment, any kind of identifying information for where he's at.
Yeah, you lock the door behind you and you turn around and you hear a whir of mechanics as you do, and you look back down in your auto. Your backpack is on your back. Touch your face with your metal fingers on your metal face. They clink together.
He'll freeze again for just a moment and experience actually kind of a moment of disappointment, but he will shake his head and go to the window. Does he have his dragonfly with him?
If you would have had it on you when you left the T.
Yeah, mounted to his armor like usual.
Yeah, it's right there.
He'll just kind of nod a little bit and vortex warp out the window.
Nice.
You see the street below you bustling and moving, and you see the train sort of leaving the station, and you vortex warp outside. That's where we're going to leave Otto right now. Brune, what are you doing?
Outside is the no-no zone. Oh no. Okay, with that, I guess important question. Brune's underground. That country name means nothing to him, probably. Looking at the map.
I give a gift unto you, the player, to decide what to do with.
Is there in this map? Is there a map of the continent?
Sure. Yeah, she'll flip to the last map and just sort of it's a central of the top side of land.
Fantastic. I'm gonna locate where about Kyrie is. Dink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And while I might not necessarily know of Kyrie, I think that they did have to travel overland to get to Stormholm. So I would like to leave it up to the dice as to whether he's heard of the Mournland. And whether he could go, wait a minute, this area is the no-no zone. What the fuck?
Sure.
I'm missing a percentile for that pair. What are the odds you think, Dan? What would you say? What do you think? What do you think the odds would be?
I leave it to
you. You're unfun. We'll leave it at 50-50 then. Okay. High, he has heard of the Mournland. Low, he has not. He has not. I rolled a 2.
Oof. So this place doesn't have much significance to you, other than the fact that you would know that
We were supposed to be over here.
you're supposed to be north of
Yeah,
the Topsiders
Stormhome
land.
was over this way.
Right.
It's like,
So,
is Stormhome on that map?
yeah, Stormhome would be
Okay.
pictured
I
on
could-
that map.
Okay, so Stormhome says we're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, Brune would be iffy with Topsider maps and everything, but
Right.
you know, things are, you know, there, but the druid clearly fucked up here.
Right. What the fuck it. This is a bad look for leader. Anyway. He's just gonna go. And he's gonna just take the atlas with him, and am I also back to being like fucking war pick in hand
Correct.
instead of
You look-
briefcase?
You look down where you
Fantastic.
sat the briefcase down, and your war pick is sitting right there, and your wife, Liselette, is
Doink.
across from you. Just where you go? Where you go?
And
You
I
just
just grab
walk
the
out.
war pick, I take the atlas with me, and I just walk out. I leave again. I'm gonna head towards. I'm gonna try to find my way to the ground floor, cause
Okay.
I'm not about to jump out of a fucking window.
Gotcha. So all of this sort of culminating at once, the three of you
Jesus.
popping out at around the same time. Crowley, Brune, Pip, all meet down into the lobby itself. Same sight greets you all, a grandiose hotel lobby with the Brookshire in giant gilded letters across here, people checking in at the concierge desk, and then a large bar with a dining floor sort of down a couple of stairs, so it's sort of like inset. And down at that bar, you see a solo member, and you see RTM sort of at this point nursing another drink with a couple of other glasses in front of him as the bartender picks up a couple of glasses and puts them away. RTM, for all intents and purposes of what happens next, you're Frank. You live here at the Brookshire, and you've done so since it was built about 8 months ago. You got a recent raise at your job, but your job is still shit. And you're going through the divorce of your current fourth wife.
Fourth one.
Oof. That's somebody searching for something and not finding it for sure.
So
How old is Frank though?
you know how old you are. Everybody else sees RTM.
Right. How old is Frank?
Frank is 56. Said the percentile dice.
Okay, that's not. Okay, that's not. That's, yeah, that's. I was just like, if he had gone through 4 marriages and he was like 27, I'd be like, whoa, oh, god damn, boy,
He's breaking world records out here. Don't judge.
he's hustling.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Seeing everyone walking in, it being a popular spot, and the name on the hotel, am I recognizing what's going on here?
I think it's a fair assumption that Crowley would recognize, one, that date's not right.
Ugh.
And you know what? How about this? We'll leave it up to an investigation check. Give me an investigation check there, Crowley.
All right, excellent, most excellent from Crowley. Investigation. Let's see what that looks like. All right.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Hum of another lightning rail outside passing by.
That is a 17 plus 7, 24.
24, very nice. I think Crowley would realize that or remember of a new sort of for the rich place to stay. It's a mix of like condominium and hotel living sort of deal. Like the rich of the rich would buy permanent places of residency here, but it's really for like a lot of business travel and stuff like that of well-to-do business folk. But the Brookshire is in Calazart. And the Calazart is Calazart is a city in your homeland of Kyrie.
I'm gonna walk up to the bartender and slide him a gold piece or a silver piece, excuse me, and say, "Excuse me, pal. I had a lot to drink this morning. What's the date again? 20th Olaroon, 994.
Indeed, sir. Seems you didn't mean to give it the silver. Do I need to give it back?
No, hold it. That's from our friend down there. One moment, and I'm gonna saddle on up to Artyom as I message Otto immediately with ascending.
Sure.
Otto, it's the 20th of Olaroon. We need to get out of here immediately.
I'm going to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You're gonna pause for a moment, as you are currently busy, Otto.
Roger.
Go ahead, Crowley, with your interaction, as Otto does not currently respond.
I'm going to try and, put a hand on the shoulder of Artyom. Hey there, friend.
Hey, Weather, what do you want, Phil?
Pip and Brune, you're also here on the floor. So insert yourself where you would like to. Go ahead, Crowley, sorry.
Okay.
Pip's gonna take his drink.
Oh, Pip is there?
My
Crowley-
drink?
Yes. Like
I need you to focus up.
Crowley's.
This is not the time for that drinking. Pip. It's the 20th of Olaroon. He's gonna look around. Does he see Brune too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bro comes down there and sees the squad. He's just like beelining. Like,
Brune, I need you all to listen to me very carefully. We are in Kyrie. It is the 20th of Olaroon before the morning. Before the entire continent of Kyrie is taken off the map.
Frank, it's already morning. It's probably like 10 a.m.
We need to
Yeah.
leave. We need to leave post haste.
It's the middle of the morning. What are you even talking about?
I am going to hit this guy with inspiration. I need you to think right now. I need you to pull it together right now. Actually, I'm giving you all inspiration. We all need to pull it together right now.
yeah.
Well, say something that would. Obviously this is need to come from the DM. But what do you feel like is something that you could say to Artyom to try and pull his shit back together?
I'm giving it to
Artyom?
y'all. Y'all make
Do
it
it.
happen.
Bill is waiting for you back home. Bill and Erich, and I need you to right the fuck now.
That's a D12.
There's a D12.
That's a D12.
You can choose
I
to roll
assume-
that after the fact for a charisma saving throw. Correct. Your DC now goes up. But
Okay.
Bro, he's gonna be stuck as Frank forever. That's our new party member.
You can choose to roll your D20 first. I'm saying you don't have to roll your inspiration with it.
Oh,
immediately.
well, I already rolled it anyway.
Okay.
But it didn't matter. I guess I got a natural 20.
Natural 20, nice.
There we go. The power of love.
Plus
Welcome
6.
back.
Or no, that's actually plus 9, so 30
Once-
total.
Do I see your eyes like start coming back to life in recognition? Because then I immediately slap you afterward.
For 12 points of damage.
12 points. Damn, Crowley's
Big
been working
arms.
out. Holy, he's got like these giant. He's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the painter.
You missed when Crowley class swapped to Monk. So that was a
Barbarian.
big
Crowley
slap.
before the
yeah.
morning. Don't even
He's
worry
a strong.
Oh yeah, there you go. Shit.
Hey,
Artie,
pal,
What
I'm
the
gonna.
fuck is Frank?
You can't
Hey,
be.
fuck you.
about it. I'm sorry. Hey, no.
All right, Frank.
Hey,
Well, I'm cutting you
sorry,
off
here's
now.
another
I was
silver.
trying to stand up for you.
Yeah, hey, another silver. We're sorry. We're gonna be leaving now. Thank you for the service. Does that pay for all the drinks?
Yeah, Frank's
Crowley,
not
look-
standing tab with us. We're fine.
What the
All
fuck
right,
is
let's
going
go.
on? Fucking
I'm
arguing.
grabbing
What
Artyom and
shit
I'm
about being
freaking-
nice to anybody right
Yeah.
now?
What is the morning?
Artyom, it is the morning of the morning when the entirety of Kyrie goes missing.
That is bad.
We are in the middle of the Mournlands.
All right, so oh shit. Okay, well I didn't.
We
That
need to
wasn't
move.
me.
All can
I
move.
no. I talked to Milo. Whenever we did the transformation, Milo said that he had to send us somewhere else. It was the only way that things could be possible.
He didn't just send us somewhere else. He sent us sometime else.
So
Are we sure
it-
this is not a massive illusion of some kind?
Even if it is an illusion, I would rather we not be in the middle of Kyrie on this day.
Understand.
Calm down. I'm a calm person. I do not wish to relive the morning a second time.
What caused the? We don't know what caused the morning, but is there? Does
I
any?
remember
Is there
very
any?
specifically.
If you were here, how did it start? What happened with it?
It came from the north and started enveloping the city, and I tried my best to evacuate as many people as we could, but the Ridge prevented us from taking a lot of the vehicles and sending them away.
Probably as you're saying this, and the rest of you as well, it's not hard to realize. But I'm sorry, I need to remember my name here. Percy, the bartender here, is cleaning up one of Frank's glasses, listening to the conversation that you're having right here at the bar. Feel a look of pain over his face.
Ah, shit.
And all of the lights in the building power down a bit and then back up. Hey, what are you lot talking about?
Nothing. It's a play. We're talking about the play we're going to be in. I'm an actor.
No. He said here in Kyrie.
Right. It's called the place. Called the Morning of the Morning. It's kind of new. Anyway, I'm
watching this guy very carefully.
If Milo sent us here, there's just going to be a reason why we're sent here at this point in time, right? Otherwise, he would have just, sent us in the middle of the fucking swamp just years ago or something.
Where is Otto?
Otto. It's a good timing.
Nice timing.
Otto. You find yourself outside of the window. And it is probably best that your friends come take a look with you.
Uh-oh. For the record, I do have however many in that 10 minutes of true seeing still going, if that affects anything at all.
Correct. I will say with that true sight, Milo hasn't quite encountered something that is trying so desperately to be something it is not before. As you have when you were in that building. You look upon now ruin everywhere. Mist fill the streets. Buildings with windows blown out. That building is nothing as it appears from the inside out, as it does from your perspective now, looking at the face of it. The crooked signs blown off of this once grandiose hotel. The Brookshire sort of leaning and dilapidated. The streets are quiet, and you hear not one noise. Except for a cough from
the ether.
The ether.
I mean, that's got to be a jarring shift, right? From a very kind of pedestrian, domestic situation to a bombed out hole of a city.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a hesitation.
Like you went from the window, you were looking out of the window and you saw street life. You saw people in these very streets, and you saw a rail, which you still see remnants of the rail there off to, off to one side, sort of built up and above some buildings, but it goes right by here of the Brookshire. Except for everything's in ruin here. It is not lively. And I think it's I'm just going to say, I think it's not an intelligence check for Otto to realize where he is. And you stand in the Mournlands themselves.
There's going to be, like I said, the first part of the hesitation is just due to the jarring, instantaneous shift from one end of his vortex warp to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And the second is a bit of sadness, because that's a horrifying event. And he's going to think of the two grannies in there that were trying so hard to be good to him, that are apparently either never existed or dead. And then for the second time in probably almost as many minutes, he will give himself a shake. And he's when Crowley had reached out to him, he said he was in a high rise of some kind, so he will kind of with resolve, I guess, take out his bolter and look around for a high rise.
I mean, you're standing in front of the one you just left. The front
that
doors
case-
of the Brookshire, which were probably great and shiny in their day. No longer.
The range on his message is 100 feet, so he will start trying to ping Crowley while going up the high rise till he gets a match.
Nothing as you go up. You go back down the high rise, and eventually when you get towards like the main lobby floors where valets and stuff would have been, Crowley, you'll get a message in your head that says, you're muted.
It wouldn't be anything. It's not a complex message. It's just to establish initial contact, so probably just his name.
Okay, there you go.
Otto.
I think you need to come outside immediately.
We're moving outside right now. And he's going to look to the rest of the party. I just heard from Otto, we need to move outside.
Let us go.
Hi, let's go.
You grab your things, move away from Percy the bartender, up the stairs and through the main lobby of the Brookshire. People going about their business, checking in, grabbing their keys for their rooms. And as you're... What's up?
Just before they get outside, he's going to send Crowley a message. Brace yourself for a radical change. All is not as it seems.
To say that, the doorman opens the door for you all. Thank you for staying at the Brookshire. You step out onto the streets. Mists. Fog fills the streets. No life, no sound of a lightning rail going by on the rails nearby. Eerie silence as the door closes itself behind you.
Crowley's going to clench his hand just enough for, blood to start dripping from his hand. We're in the Moorlands.
Welcome home,
Indeed.
Crowley. Well, to Kyrie at least.
Can we get a Coheed and Cambria queued up, please?
How did we end up here?
I am
Where the
unsure.
fuck are we?
We are in Kyrie.
It is Milo sent us here. Somehow. He messaged me
Why?
whenever I do not know why. He said it was imperative that we came here. This is the only way. That he may send us to certain death, but it's the only way.
You received communication
certain
from my
death now.
father.
Well, possible death. Nothing's uncertain. We're in Shining Vanguard, etc.
Crowley's half paying attention. He's kind of looking around, like immediately just alert as possible. Keep your voices down. Once again, we're in the Mournlands. We have no idea what can possibly be here. If the building was accurate from the illusion we just saw, I have an idea of where we are in the city. And with such an idea, DM, how far would it be to to cross over, in my mind, past the Mournlands, or what is the boundary of the Mournlands right now?
It would depend on where you were going, to be honest. You are sort of in the middle here of Kyrie, closer towards the western border, of the northern western border against, I believe it is Breland. It might be Ayundare. I can't remember right now.
The closest
Thrain,
border
actually.
would be Breland.
It's
Kind
either
of both.
Thrain or Breland, not Ayundare.
They're Thrain and Breland are about equidistant. Looking at the map.
Yeah.
If I were, and would New Kyrie be just absolutely out of the question in terms of distance?
New Kyrie's pretty far to the south, in Breland.
So just going, we said west toward Breland would be perhaps the closest shoot from the middle.
Yeah, if your goal is to immediately leave, then yes.
We need to become airborne as soon as possible.
I don't.
What are we supposed to be doing here?
It doesn't magic not work correct in the Northland?
It is known to be erratic.
Magic does not function in this place. Or at least not properly.
He didn't
That-
send us here to flee.
That being said, so that everyone knows, to the west toward Breland is the shortest route out of the Mournlands from here. Keep that in mind. Not that I'm sure if any sort of sense of direction will help us here.
Uncle Artyom, did my father give you any guidance or explanation?
No, I let them know that he had celestial heat, and that was the only communication we had.
How very cryptic.
He's learned well.
Yeah, apparently. I feel like there has to be some sort of purpose that we're here. Is there anything specific about this place that you know, Corelli?
We're right next to the railway, which was constructed. I believe they just finished construction for a lot of the rich passerby in the area.
Right. But is that the same railway that we had to fight on?
Is it DM? I don't think that was that route. I thought that route was destroyed with the.
When we had a rail car coming into New Kyrie, that was coming from the east from Zalargo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was coming from Zalargo.
Yeah.
It was not coming from here.
Yeah, because
It wasn't like a main line,
Yeah.
was it? It was like a weird offshoot. It was like the private line or something of Quanti. I thought I can't remember. I might be mixing information.
There was a new line. The New Kyrie were in talks with House Orient about making a new line out to Breland, which was abandoned when the terrorist hit. But that was not the one on this line. This was one coming out of Zalargo and by it. There was one like teeing off of a rail that existed already.
Gotcha.
I see.
Is there any way that we could follow the lightning rail out of the area?
The lightning rail, I think, if to Crowley's memory, it would have led to one of the richer, railway stations for all the richer clientele, correct? And or would it have gone through any key areas that he would have known, given his position?
No, this rail would lead home, like actually home. This rail leads to Metrol.
And Crowley will say that obviously this railway leads to Metrol. It leads home. It leads home.
If our goal is still to make it to the Fist, then should we not head east, not west?
East may be more dangerous. I believe that to be a bit further into a lot more Mournlands area to cover, is it not?
Corelli, do you know of any dealings that Sayuri could have had with that area? Maybe there is a secret underground passage?
I wouldn't doubt it. There was much that we weren't told leading up into the Mournlands the morning. Suffice to say, this particular railway will take you through several important spots through Kyrie. Any one of them could house secrets that have been remaining dormant for years.
Do you think you could find it?
If you're willing to go that way, then yes, I'm sure I could find it.
While they are speaking, Otto will take a moment to get one of his vials and get a sample of like some soil or a piece of rubble or something. Just try and get something of this place.
Sure.
Mournland sample.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear that, like, you grab the soil, and I hear the little Disney, like, souls leaving the ground. Ooh.
A bottle of souls. Okay.
Well, we can't just sit here. We've got to make a call. Should we try to flee? Or actually, I feel like if Milo sent us here, he's got some sort of game plan for us.
It sounded quite intentional. Not like an accident.
It
He's
would
also
have
being
helped if he had
hunted.
given us some direction.
Nah.
One more question, DM. If we were to head east, how much longer of a travel time toward, like, the storm area would that be for us, being in the Mournlands?
Well, to what? To get to where on the east side? Out of the Mournlands to the east?
Yeah, out of this, because I believe that's what Ian said was toward the mountain area. Was it toward the east or
To the
Fist?
east would be towards Metrol, and eventually it would exit kind of out toward into the Talenta Plains, which is on the same side as the Holds and the Iron Root Mountains, which is where the Fist of Onatar is. To the west is kind of Thrain/Breland immediately.
Which would, like, create a...
Yeah.
So if we were to cut east, closer to where our destination is, how much of a journey would that be?
Oh, I mean, over land? I mean,
Over land?
Yeah, I mean, over normal land. How about that?
That's
Over
fair.
normal land.
This is normal to me, bro. It's my homeland. What are you talking about? Favorite terrain?
Favorite terrain, hellscape.
I've been practicing every day in the mansion.
That's a hard question to answer. I'm going to say for anybody here because of the unknown factor of the Mournlands. Essentially, time travel or distance traveled is not going to be your main obstacle here. Clearly,
I just want to figure by if it was still Kyrie,
sure,
and we went that way, what the normal distance would have been before all the nonsense that is the Mournlands.
Like by like horse and cart, or would be a matter of days, like maybe a week, depending on the pace that you were going. On lightning rail, a matter of at most a day of travel, since you're going across the breadth of Kyrie. But yeah,
And that'd be the eastern route.
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be. So and western route it looks like about only it's like
it's nothing.
way shorter.
Yeah.
Does Otto have any context for like the nature of the magical disruption here?
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
So sort of get what sort of studies you may have gotten.
Another 21.
21. And you're looking for the nature of the magical disruption. The force of the blast, and I mean that not necessarily a physical way, but also just in the magical energies that were released here fundamentally changed the laws of magic, meaning that when you cast spells here, that there is a chance that you could get nothing, you could get something else, because the equations aren't the same.
Gotcha. And I guess kind of what I was getting at was it hinged upon is that like more likely to get weird if you like the more magic you use, or is it like the longer you're here, or is there any?
You're here.
Gotcha.
You're here, and magic is not the same.
That being the case, he will take that like the manual part of the bolter of its origin as a light crossbow once upon a time.
Right.
And he will keep ready at hand those bolts that were specially designed for it for manual use.
Yeah.
Ooh boy, so wild magic table on crack is what I'm hearing. If you do magic here.
Yeehaw.
They would see him like look around, wait a moment, and then take a rack of bolts and kind of hang it on his belt. I would advise analog solutions whenever possible while we are here.
Yeah.
Well.
People pull out a dagger. Good. I'm good at those.
One way or the other, it seems that the most direct route will be if we find this rail. Whether we go east or west, I think, can be decided if once we have found our way there.
Should be simple enough.
Well,
As
let
you-
us get started.
As Crowley says, should be simple enough. You look to your left and you see the rail. The
Yeah, Crowley's
remains
just
of
staring at it like sarcasm.
There it is. Okay. Should
Wait, I forget. Is this an active rail? Is this a rail that is like in use to send cars through the Mournlands? Okay.
No.
No,
I
airships can go over the
remember-
Mournlands,
I
but
remember-
you can't go through it.
I remember that they were loading up a lightning rail of like adventurers or whatever.
They're,
To
they're
send-
loading up an airship of
An
adventurers.
airship. That's right. Okay. I couldn't remember. I don't know why I thought they had created a lightning rail to travel through the Mournlands. So like that's fucking ballsy, but you know.
Well, Brune doesn't know that, but the folks that had the raid onto Orion's passage home would know that there were. Well, Crowley actually stole those on and
But
had them on the boat.
it was a secret. It was a
Correct.
secret rail. That's right. My bad. That was a while ago, so I was reaching for that
Yeah.
that info.
That was a long time ago.
The secret rail.
The secret rail.
But no, there's no active rail through the Mournlands.
That we know of.
How high is this rail?
It is built above some like low-lying buildings, so this is probably like 30 feet up or so. And then goes into what looks like a train station just on the other side of these few buildings.
Gotcha. Do we think it more dangerous to remain traveling on the ground or to present ourselves higher in the air?
I'm not sure if
All I
a
remember-
magical backfire unless if we try to go in the air.
Otto and Milo both had either originally and or acquired fairly significant experience on lightning rails. Do the stones that power it look active and dangerous at this time?
Would you like to move over there closer towards the rails?
Yeah, I guess.
Because
Close enough
you're
to count.
looking at them. The Brookshire's probably like a quarter mile or so away from them, so they're not right there, but
Gotcha.
a couple
Alright,
hundred feet
Yeah,
walking.
I figure we're like
them.
walking that way, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were
Yeah,
kind of
walk
already
and
on
talk.
the way, so.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You all
Crowley's just gonna randomly throw in. It's like, there's a lot of people who died around here, but there are even more crawling along the tracks, scrambling to try and jump on the rail. A lot of people died around here. Oh, well, let's keep moving.
That is depressing. I'm sorry to hear that.
Immediately after that, Otto will interject. Uncle Crowley, do you know if the phantasms we met were echoes or simply delusion?
As much as I'm fond of Kyrie, I could not say for certain. I do not know everyone in Kyrie, but it felt almost like an echo, the way they responded when we started bringing up the... Actually, as a gifted spiritualist, DM,
Sure.
Spiritualist.
someone who's in good books with the Lord,
You gotta open up your
Uh,
chakras, man.
opening them up, man. Namaste. Would I have been able to suss out, like, if there was a little bit of an echo of, like, a person, as opposed to, like, just an overall, like, wool over the eyes?
Sure. Give me a quick spellcasting check. So your spellcasting ability.
So you're just saying just a straight up charisma check, right? Or
Well,
Yeah.
charisma plus your proficiency. I'll give you proficiency bonus.
that should just be my charisma save, right? Just double checking. No, it shouldn't. That should be a total 5. Where's my proficiency 10? Okay, yes, it is 29.
29, very nice. Yeah, I would think that just after a moment of consideration, that's probably an echo of an entire building of spirits that have been sort of flash frozen in time, almost, where it's always the morning of the morning.
Crowley gives an uncharacteristic shiver. It was, and he repeats this, it was a flash and echo of the morning, doomed to repeat itself eternally.
I see.
Right before the end. Spirit's bound to that place forever and ever.
And Otto will not say anything for a while after that.
Hence my warning, be careful as we travel the railway. You're bound to meet more like it.
You go up, Otto, and sort of look at the thunderstones that were here. There are tons of them missing altogether, and that same number completely unworking. I think it would be a rarity, as you do not see any nearby that would be in working, like serviceable condition. A lot of them seem to be completely inert of all of their magical energies.
The stones powering the railway appear to be devoid of their power at the moment. It should be safe to travel along it should we so choose, although I advise caution, as always. It was probably the first time he spoke since asking Crowley the question.
Well, looks like this place is going to be advising caution no matter where we go, so let's get walking, eh?
I agree.
East or west? The question
Toward the
remains.
fist. Toward the fist. We have business.
Crowley will also cite east. A bit selfishly for a reason.
What are the dangers of this place that are known?
There's talks of strange aberrations that will displace rumors mostly. You know of the magics that cease to function at times or act vividly and wildly at others. Not many have returned, if any. There always talks of screams and cries in the darkness of the Mournlands.
Mr. DM, what would the halflings of the Talenta Plains say about the Mournlands?
Oh, I feel like, yeah, no, that's a good question. Give me a quick, call it just a wisdom roll. It's like what you retained from some stories of theirs.
16 total.
16. I hate to take away that roll from you. Instead, I'm going to kind of throw it in your court.
Okay.
You tell me in the group here what you think that tribal folks that you hung out with of the Talenta Plains would say about a place like the Mournlands.
It's a place to where you can't use magic. That you casting spells might make them turn on you or come to life, and that if you ever get hurt or injured there, your wounds won't heal up, and no amount of magic will ever get you set straight.
Makes sense. I did a number.
That sounds bad.
Yep.
Like, ever? Like, even after you're gone, ever?
Like, while you're in the
Okay,
fall.
just while you're there.
And that there are nasty things in there that make their life in the fog. So I feel like Artyom's definitely not wanting to use magic unless it is an absolute necessity. So by foot, he suggests we go.
Cautious of things that seem as treasures too.
Touch nothing.
While we travel,
Don't look at me. Why are you looking at me when you say touch nothing?
Try to keep your feet on the ground and
You can't
your
see my
on
eyes in this helmet.
You can't see the angle's not right.
The
It
angle's
just shrinks
not
down to a dwarf height, like, oh, I can see him now.
It's not the first time we've traveled through a place like this where magic is troublesome. Some of you have not, but be careful. And
while
then,
we travel. Oh, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I assume east is the option.
Yeah,
I've heard
let's,
two for it.
let's try to get to a rail car. don't you know how they operate, Crowley? You're
I
going to
do.
do so on a tour, so if we can
Yes.
get to a functioning rail car, or at the very least, the rail itself will at least tell us where we need to go. We can follow the stones.
If we can find a rail, then that'll definitely speed us up.
While we travel, we should be cognizant of what purpose we may have been sent here for. Keep an eye out.
Traveling love. Traveling east also brings us closer to my home. Not that that has anything to do with anything, but it
Your
is
home
frightfully
was-
close.
Home was the capital of this Kyrie.
Indeed.
So we're in agreement. We're gonna walk along the rail and hopefully find a car that works.
Yeah, I assume y'all are like walking along the rails, like trying to make your way towards
Okay.
the station right now. This is just a bit of set dressing as you're sort of making these plans and stuff. The streets are silent here.
Hushed whispers, hushed tones, hushed tones.
Y'all are being quiet about it. Okay. As you, and it seems like almost as if when you're walking down the streets, you hear a bit of conversation passing you by. You turn around and there's no one there, but you definitely heard someone talking there, right? And you continue down, you hear the murmur. Maybe going by one way, you hear the trotting of a horse and a cart wheels pass by, and as you turn around once more, nothing there. So you guys make your way towards this rail station.
Just gonna trade her dagger for her bow and just kind of like walk ready. Right.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do?
Brisk pace, brisk pace.
So do we want to trot?
Not a trot.
Trot.
Crowley, you mentioned that there were things that were kept secret.
Yes.
Do you think perhaps, assuming Milo is still possessing of his own will to do benevolent things?
It is certainly a possibility. We've discovered much with House Orion of secret tracks and such, and we believe them to be heavy in a lot of the earlier novelties of this journey that both our team and I have been through. There's a possibility there are other secrets buried along this route. It could be also possible that everything started here with the morning as a further plot to Zoriat. No one truly knows.
I see.
It did a number on me, as I've said before.
Clearly. No better place to look for secrets than the capital, then.
The capital, to be sure.
Do we see anything alive, like any kind of flora or fauna outside of just the blasted old buildings and such?
Rad roaches.
Anything waving at Otto just in the distance, just barely in the corner of your eye?
None that he can get his eyes on if he were to look that direction. But as far as life goes, Otto, this is fairly like, this was a big city, so if there's no like wildlife that you see moving around, as far as flora goes, everything it seems has long been dead. And then you touch like a tree that was a part of a park, and as you touch it, it just kind of crumbles to ash.
Kind of with a very kind of forcing himself to be businesslike, he will put a little bit of that ash in a glass vial.
Sure. As the Shining Vanguard finds their way into the Calazart rail station, looking around at the ruined carts that lie around, no thunderstones that are active here, knowing that finding a rail car out of here is going to be nigh impossible. You look out over the tracks. they go out into the desert, the fog and mist-filled desert that is now the Mournlands, knowing that the journey ahead is full of uncertainty. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, fuck. Do we get to meet the Lord of Blades?
You don't
I
know
hope
that.
not.
Yeah, we
Yo,
stop
that was
speaking
my
stuff into
throwback
existence.
today, guys.
Stop.
All right, so thank you guys for playing with me. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. We're going to end tonight's session right here in the Mournlands for Eberron. Hell
Jones
yeah.
said y'all aren't getting out of being in the Mournlands for at least that summer. If we're running an Eberron campaign, you gotta go.
You gotta go. It's a great time. It's a great vacation. Make sure you get your t-shirts, everybody.
I want a coffee cup.
I went to the Mournlands and all I got was this lousy shirt sort of deal.
What about, or like a shot glass? Get like a shot glass. That's if you're
Plenty
kind
in
of
the
like trendy.
capital.
I don't think you should drink out of anything you got in the Mournlands. Just saying.
I mean, you can't drink
Absolutely
anything,
agree.
so shut up, Mister. Like you don't get to make those
can't drink
decisions.
anything.
Anyway, we are Hard Knock Dice. We stream on Saturdays for the time
We
being.
do.
Please go check out we just ended an awesome campaign called Blood and Silver. Please go check that out. Go check out the VODs. It was an awesome campaign ran by our friend Cody here. So please go check it out. They just ran the epilogue episode for it, which was fantastic. It was a wonderful end to it. So please go check that out. And yeah, drop a follow if you haven't. Subs, all that good stuff if you're feeling it in your heart of hearts. But most importantly, someone's already got the exclamation mark Terry in the chat. Thank you so much. Most importantly, go donate to Extra Life. They're raising money for children's hospitals all around the Americas. So please go donate, be lawful nice, and open your heart wallets to a really great cause. We are going to raid some friends over at Dice Legends and support the TTRPG community. So drop us a
Hell yeah,
follow. We do
brother.
this on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have a surprise for you in the future here with a new campaign going to be starting up. So be on the lookout for announcements for that. And I'm going to go ahead and press that start raid button because I forgot to. But until next time, guys, much love. We still got 5 seconds, but I'm gonna wait for 5 seconds and smile. Bye.
Facebook, of course.
Namaste.
Of course.
It's high noon.
LinkedIn, Tinder, Grindr.
God damn it.